All right, so today is Tuesday, so it's trailer and TV review Tuesdays. I actually recorded this before, but my mic wasn't plugged in because I was doing some music stuff, and so I was moving the mics around, so I did a whole segment, and then I go to upload it, and I'm like, wait, why is there no sound? I'm like, ugh. All right, so let's see. I didn't really watch too much over the past week because my internet was out for like 4 days, but I was able to watch the latest episode of Invincible. Still really, really love that show. This episode, he goes on a trip with his girlfriend and his best friend who likes a guy there. And of course, I don't know, I can't remember his name, but Invincible, I can't remember his name. Steve? No. I don't know. I'm blanking on his name right now. But anyways, Invincible decides to run after his girlfriend instead of helping his friend find his crush or whatever, who gets abducted and turns into this machine man, and this really smart guy who basically turns people into like mindless drones. The one thing I don't understand is his power level, Invincible's. Now I know his dad, Omni-Man, is just like super powerful and just blow through everything, so strong. But Invincible, is it because he's half human? It's like I'm confused. Like, how strong is he? Like, 1 minute he can just like pretty much like go through a building, no problem, pick up giant monsters, whatever. But then he'll have trouble against this random guy who is enhanced with machines. And I'm like, what? Like, why don't you just pick him up and throw him out into outer space? Like, I'm just confused. That's the hard part with me. I'm like, how is it just because the previous episode he was in a big battle and he's all weakened? Like, that could be it. That would make sense. But they didn't mention anything about that, which I find weird. Like, at least mention something like, oh, he's just weakened. So that part I don't really understand. So I'm confused on his power level. Like, is he strong, not strong? Is he as strong as dad? Is he half as strong as his dad? Yeah. So I don't know. But overall, the episode's good. They're giving little sprinkles of the dad being like evil and stuff like that, which I like. I like a good villain. Hero's only as good as the villain. So yeah, still liking it, still loving it. Yeah. Then I watched the newest episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where John Walker gets, kicked out of the military, but he still has the serum. They battle in the beginning over the shield. I just don't understand Falcon's. They explain it, but it's hard for me to understand Falcon's reasoning for not picking up the shield. He finally does in the end. And I really don't understand Bucky's reasoning either. Like, I know what they say, but to me, it's like, that doesn't really make any sense. Like, just get over yourselves. Like, Steve Rogers gave it to you for a reason. Just take it. Plus, I cannot stand in superhero movies, cartoons, all that kind of stuff, when the hero is like, oh, I just want to be normal. It's like, oh my, that's what I hate about like some of the X-Men cartoons. They're like, I just want to be normal. And I'll go through all these great lengths, endanger my entire team, just so I could be normal. And it's like, I get it. If you end up looking like a giant toad and your only superpower is, I don't know, you can jump kind of high or something, yeah, the trade-off there isn't that great. Like, you look like a slug. Like, no one, like, you have to hide underground. You're a freak. All this kind of stuff. But when you look like a normal X-Men or like just a normal human being, like, don't even look that different, but you get all these great powers, it's like, yeah, that would be much better. I would gladly take that. So I hate it when people complain, oh, I don't want all this power. Oh, it's like Frodo in Lord of the Rings. It's like, oh, the ring's so heavy. Oh. It's like, oh, my gosh. Complain some more, please. So, yeah, like Falcon, I just hate it. It's like, oh, I don't want the shield, I don't deserve it, or whatever his reasonings are, which is like, I don't understand, why'd he pick me, I don't want to be it, blah, blah. It's like, dude, take the shield, be Captain America, or you just be a normal, random human being that works at a fast food restaurant, flipping burgers. Come on. Like, people in the plane, like, oh, poor me, I get to have to be a superhero and carry the shield. Oh, it's too much of a burden. You know, I kind of like John Walker to say, yeah, give me that shield. It's mine. That's all I would do. I'd just say, yeah, it's mine. Give it to me. I'm taking it. Oh, Steve Rogers, you wanted me to have it? Me? Sure, why not? Sure. Oh, where's that soldier serum? Sure, I'll take it gladly. No problem. Or it's like, that's why I liked Battlestar. He was like, yeah, dude, I would take it right away. It's like, yeah, all these other people, like Bucky and Falcon stuff, no, we shouldn't do it. No, no. And it's like, please. Like, obviously, if there's side effects and you die, that's one thing. But if they've already tested it on, like, 6 of those, whatever, flags, smashers, like, terrorist group, and they all lived, and they're all fine. So, yeah, I would shoot me up a couple, please. But, yeah, so this episode, it said there's one left. Zemo's captured. He's going to Wakanda. And they mentioned the raft, which is pretty cool, where, like, Abomination is, and probably a bunch of other villains. So I hope the reason why they're mentioning the raft, which if you don't know what the raft is, it's a giant jail in the middle of the ocean underwater. And then it rises up and they put all the bad guys in there. It's basically like, I guess, I don't know, some kind of jail. But I'm hoping they do some kind of thing where, like, how they did with Thanos and they built him up and at the very end they had a giant battle. I hope it's something like that. Like, something happens where some villain releases all of the people that are in the raft, and so you got all these massive villains, and they all have to battle. That'd be awesome. Maybe it's something like Avengers and X-Men are fighting each other for whatever reason. Make up a reason why they hate each other. They always do in the comics. Always a misunderstanding. That was great about Captain America Winter Soldier. It wasn't like a misunderstanding. It's like, I believe this, and I believe this. Both are equally good beliefs, but they can't they can't exist together. One's like, yes, I think the government should take control. It's like, no, I don't think the government should be in control because they could send us to do something terrible, and then that blood's on our hands because we're the ones that did it. I side with Captain America. But hopefully, the X-Men and Avengers, they fight for some reason, and then they have to come together to beat all the villains in the raft. I don't know. Just speculating. That'd be cool. But yeah, overall, like, I like the show. I'm hoping the last episode, I think there's only 6. I hope something cool happens. I know Falcon becomes Captain America. It's in the comic books too. I loved Chris Evans as Captain America. So I'm sad to see him go. So it doesn't matter who they put in there. It won't fill the shoes. It's kind of like Jared Leto's Joker is terrible compared to Heath Ledger and even Joaquin Phoenix. So it's like, yeah, I love the Joker, but when you put a different actor in there that I'm not totally in love with or I don't see as that. I mean, Jared Leto in other movies have been fantastic, but he's so bad. So bad. Anyways, what else did I watch? Oh, yeah. The Shang-Chi Master Kung Fu trailer dropped. I am pumped. I watched it 2 times in a row, which I rarely do that. I am super pumped to watch this movie. I know nothing of Shang-Chi Master Kung Fu other than he first appeared in Special Marvel Edition 15. And, he had his own line that started with 17. And I know nothing about him. I don't know any of his powers. I know during the 70s, I think the Comics Code had a ban on vampires, werewolves, and ninjas. Don't ask me why. And that ban was lifted by the Comics Code. That's why we got Werewolf by Night, Tomb of Dracula. Oh, even something had to do with Ghost Rider too. Something demon related or Satan related. They couldn't do. That's why we got Ghost Rider. And then we got Master Kung Fu, so he can fight ninjas. And also during that time, Bruce Lee brought over Kung Fu to American cinema. And it got really popular. And there's that David Carradine show, Kung Fu, I believe it was called. And so Kung Fu is really popular, so Marvel's like, oh, we got to capitalize on this. And I know that DC had their own Richard Dragon Kung Fu, and that didn't do very well. But, yeah, so I know nothing about the Master Kung Fu. I don't know if he has powers. I'm assuming he's just really good at Kung Fu. Maybe he has powers. I don't know, but in the movie, looks great. So sometimes I like going in like that, knowing nothing, so I'm not all disappointed when, hey, that's not correct, an issue, blah, 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 he's not allowed to do that. So it looks good. I'm definitely going to watch that. I'm pumped about this one. More than I thought I'd be, which is nice because I went in low expectations, blew me away, and so now I have high expectations, and so it can only go down from here. That's pretty much it. All right, thanks.